This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
And welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Amanda Kacharik from Besser Museum. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Nancy.
You wore your wonderful Christmas sweater.
I did.
So we're talking about Season of Light.
Yes, we are talking about Season of Light. So we are starting to prepare the museum for the Season of Light. We're getting out all of our decorations, all of our trees. Those are all getting put up. They will be available to view on exhibit. Our first opening is going to be, it's actually going to be a weekend.
Okay.
And so Saturday, November 21st and Sunday, November 22nd.
Okay.
We have tickets available. We only have 25 tickets per time slot.
Okay.
And so that's to help out with the social distancing.
Right.
And so if you call ahead and reserve your ticket, come and pick that up at any time, you'll be ready to go. And so you'll be able to come on into the museum on those days, check out the Season of Light, and see what makes it so special.
Will you be having any refreshments or activities or anything going on during that time too? Usually you do something.
Yeah, I think we're going to do like cookies and punch,
okay.
But we'll be putting those out into bags and things like that to make it a little bit easier. I know this year everything's very different, so we're trying to make sure that all of that's going to go according to plan. And so we'll have some little crafts that you can take home with you too, so you don't have to sit around and share your scissors or crayons or anything like that. So those will all be available, but Santa's coming, so you might be able to go tell him what you want for Christmas. We're going to have door prizes too, so when you get your tickets, when you come into the museum, you'll be able to put a ticket in for a door prize, and those are always really fun.
Now, if anyone's still planning to have holiday parties, are you still available for holiday parties?
Not this year, so things are a little bit different, so because of the social distancing requirements, we can really only have 25 people in the museum at a time. But it's still a really great place to come and take, friends if you're, having a little small group together. Come and see the museum.
Yes.
There's lots to see, lots to enjoy.
And Season of Light is very important to all of you. You work very, very hard on it.
Yes, it's one of our favorite times of the year, and this year there's going to be a lot of blue in the museum, so you'll get to see a lot of that. I don't want to say blue Christmas, but maybe some musical influence there, lots of little snowmen, things like that. So it's always something different every year. We always make sure it's nice and special.
Now, I know you have the community trees. Will you have any other trees besides community trees?
Yep, so we always have our Trees of Nations, and so that's always something really fun. Bring the kids to, learn a little bit about culture around the world, but we have different trees set up in one of our galleries, and they detail all of the traditions, things you might put on a tree there in countries all over the world. I know we've got a couple favorites, like the Ukrainian tree has the big silver spiders, so if you're interested in learning about the big silver spiders at Christmas time and what makes that a Christmas tradition, you can come and check that out. We've also got, an old favorite, the German tree has a lot of the big glass blown bulbs. Those are really fun.
Yes.
But a lot of really interesting traditions that you might not know about.
And the Avenue shops will be all decorated up.
Oh, of course. So yes, Avenue is always going to be set up in a nice and traditional way. So we've got lots of holly and old like tartan print, things like that. So that'll be really nice and pretty. And it's always nice to see the Avenue shops, like at any time of year, but in the Christmas season, it's extra special.
And what about what's going on at the planetarium?
So we also have special planetarium shows, so you're going to want to check that out on the website. And so that changes every month, but even in November, we're starting some of our Christmas shows. So we have both a show called Santa's Secret Star, and so that one is geared a little bit more to children, but we're looking for the North Star and how that helps Santa guide his way back home to the North Pole. We also have Star of Bethlehem, so that is a little bit older in terms of age range, but it is really a great show for the whole family. It does talk about what the night sky would have looked like 2,000 years ago, so it is very informational, really great show.
Okay, and so how many people can come to the planetarium at a time?
So the planetarium is a little bit less than our regular admission, so about 12 people. Usually what we do is we space rows of the planetarium, so it's every other row, and then if you're in a family group, you sit together as a family, and so you can spread those groups out in the planetarium. But between each show, Jonathan goes through and he does a clean sweep of each row, and he's got a disinfectant that he uses. So there's plenty of cleaning opportunities during the day. So even outside the museum, we're always sweeping the frequently used areas, everything like that. So we try to keep it nice and tidy for everybody.
So what about school groups now?
So we don't have the school groups like we usually do for this time of year, which is a little bit disappointing, but we do have a really great area set up downstairs. So we've kind of revamped our kids corner.
Okay.
And so if you come to the museum, you can pick up a child-friendly map. We've got little star points set out all over the museum. You can use the map to find those special places in the museum. And we've also introduced, we have a Besser buddy, and his name is Benny, and he's a little cartoon guy. And if you go check out the kids corner, you'll get some clues to see where he might be hiding somewhere in the museum.
Oh, very good.
So some extra fun things that you can do if you're stopping by the museum. We also have our planetarium passes that if you are a student in any of the schools, your teachers may have distributed these homeschool tickets. I think Chris mentioned last time. So there are these field trip assignments. But these are also available for homeschoolers. So if you're homeschooling your student, we do have these field trip forms up at the front desk that it just says homeschool here.
Okay.
But we keep this top part here so that we can track where everybody's coming from, and we can see the age ranges. And on the bottom we'll give you an official stamp that says that you came, and have you write on the back side some fun facts that you learned while you were at the planetarium.
Get a little extra credit.
Exactly. So it's a little bit of extra credit kind of to add into your lessons when you're learning from home.
Okay, we have just about enough time for you to tell us again when we can first come to see Season of Lights, how we get our tickets, and that information.
Yes, so Season of Light is going to be opening Saturday, November 21st and Sunday, November 22nd. You can call the museum, you can stop in, we can take credit card information over the phone, you can pay in cash or check or anything like that, but just make sure you reserve your tickets early because we have 25 available per time slot, and there are several time slots in that day. So like on Saturday, you can come 11 to 12:30, 1 to 2:30, or 3 to 4:30 p.m.
Okay.
And that allows for time for the planetarium show as well.
Good.
And then Sunday we have 12 p.m. to 1:30 and 2 p.m. to 3:30.
Perfect.
And so all of those include planetarium time. You can choose if you want to see your show at the beginning of that time or at the end. So we've got lots of planning to have that all spaced out well.
Perfect way to kick off the holiday season. Yes,
absolutely, and it's real close to Thanksgiving, so you're not too far away from December.
And what are your hours currently?
So we are currently open 10 a.m. to 3:30. However, we do have a planetarium show that starts at 3 o'clock, and so when that show lets out, then we also close after that. So during the week, Monday through Saturday, it's 10 o'clock to 3:30, and then Sunday is 12 to 3:30 as well.
Okay. Thank you so very much for being here, and tell everyone we said hello.
Yes, will do.
Thank you. I'll be right back with some information from Alpena County Library following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last guest today is Jessica Luther from Alpena County Library. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Nancy.
So I have some questions to ask.
Yes.
I go by the library, and I know you're doing asbestos abatement, but what in the heck's going on outside? I see big equipment out there moving the earth and digging big holes. What's happening outside?
So they are working on squaring off the building. You know, we have those entrances, and they're kind of angled.
Right.
So in order to use the space a little more efficiently, we are going to be enclosing that area, so it'll be squared off. And then the main entrance, of course, will be across from the Alpena News, and it's just, and then they're putting a new elevator in, a new stairway, so we won't have that stairway going up the middle anymore, so we won't have a lot of wasted space. So they are progressing really quickly, despite a few hiccups we've had. They did discover quite a bit more asbestos as they were doing demo, so, but it hasn't affected our timeline, so that's great. But we are encountering a few, you know, as building projects go, you know, there's always something.
You know, and they always say when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Well, certainly your staff is, you know, evident of that. You've moved to a different location. How is that going?
It's going really well. The staff has really hit the ground running with everything. Our curbside services are going swimmingly. The staff's working really hard to put together different services we can still offer even though we are closed to the public. For patrons who miss browsing the books and everything, we're trying to do some videos as our new books come in.
Okay.
We also have a book request form online in our website where people can fill in their info. They can tell us the types of books they like, you know, their favorite authors and things like that, and we can put together a package of books for you.
Ooh, perfect.
Yep, and then you can pick it up through our curbside service. For those who are not, you know, technologically savvy, you can also call and speak to one of our wonderful circulation staff members who will ask you those questions. Judy's fantastic with Reader's Advisory. I mean, she just blows me away with how good she is getting books for our patrons. So yeah, it's going really, really well. Hopefully we won't be there longer than we need to be, but yeah, it's going. I'm very proud of my staff. They did a great job with our virtual programming. They did amazing Banned Books Week videos. If you have a chance, go to our Facebook page and check those out.
I haven't yet. I will.
They're great. So yeah, I keep gushing about how wonderful the staff is, but they've been doing such a great job.
And you know, I say you had COVID and you know, construction. You had two things happen, and it's just amazing to me how this community seems to adapt and keep moving or innovative and coming up with new ideas and things. It's just, to me, I'm so proud to live here and be among such wonderful people.
Yeah, it's been great having a supportive community too. But we do want to remind people, if you still have library things at your house, you can return them. We are not charging any fines or fees right now. We do have a drop box out front, and it's a regular drop box. We got a brand new spanking drop box that you can put audiovisual materials in as well, thanks to the Friends of the Library. So yes, if you have something sitting at home and you're nervous about dropping it off because you think you're going to get charged $1 million, don't worry about it.
And we should tell people it's in the Bear Point Plaza. Is that what that's called?
Yes, we're in the Bear Point Plaza. We do have signage now.
Okay.
We are between Joann Fabrics and Big Lots.
Okay.
So we have our curbside offerings during the day, and then we're open on set, or we're not open technically, but yeah, just pull up, drop your stuff off. The curbside service, when your item is in, you get a phone call. You call us back and set up time to pick up your items. We check them out to you. We put them on the table with your name, and off you go. We tried to make it as simple as possible.
Wonderful. Well, we don't have much time left, so what did you bring to talk about today?
So with our temporary location, we also have tech help available still. Nancy is meeting our patrons either if the weather's nice, like today. They will meet her outside, and she can go do tech help, socially distanced, masked, of course. But as the weather turns, we will be allowing people to come in for appointments.
Okay.
But it is appointment only.
Okay.
We also have public Wi-Fi available for you to sit if you need to sit in your car and work on something.
Oh, wonderful.
We received a grant from the Library of Michigan and the Institute for Museum and Library Services to purchase upgraded wireless internet. So we have it stretches way out into the parking lot. So
perfect.
yes, I can sit in my car like 5 rows back and surf the internet. It's lovely.
Yes.
And we also have our virtual Dungeons and Dragons program that's every Saturday. You know, it's through Google Hangouts, so you can just sign up through our website or our Facebook page. It is for ages 13 and up. Our amazing Dungeon Master, Phineas Imhoff, he's a great Dungeon Master.
Okay.
Mary has started her virtual story hours, so those are every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And they're on Facebook.
Okay.
They are a closed session, so you do have to go through our website to sign up for them.
Okay.
In order for us to stick with the copyright laws.
Okay.
And there are coordinated crafts that go with these, so you call and you sign up. And Parallel 45 Books and Gifts in downtown has generously offered to pass those out for us.
Oh, wow.
Yes. We're just so grateful for all of the organizations that have stepped up to help us.
Yes.
The Besser Museum has let us put up a story walk in front of their museum, so that was wonderful. They're also coordinating with us to do a special collections short story contest. So that is, on our website we have photos, and patrons can look at these photos and make up their own story to go with them. And then the winners will be selected, and their story will be on the story walk in front of the Besser Museum.
That's really neat.
Yep. So, and we've got our teen and tween book clubs. We've got some author chats coming up. So, of course, all this info is on our website.
It's kind of sad when you go back to real real life again? Are you going to do all these wonderful things, you know?
We're hoping to.
Yeah, it's just so wonderful for people who can't get out and about, or for people who prefer not to be out and about. And this is really wonderful.
Yeah,
so many great innovative ideas.
Yeah, we're trying very hard. So yes, we've got all that, and we've got, we're collaborating with the Great Start Collaborative.
Okay.
We've got our Talking is Teaching program for early childhood education, and that's for parents and caregivers of children ages 0 to 5. And that is Wednesday, November 18th at 6:30. So you can sign up for that online.
Okay.
There's the Dial-A-Story is still happening. We've got that. We have a bookmark design contest. So we have forms online. You can make a design to celebrate our temporary location. You can do any age. You can do digital art. You can do photography, crayons, whatever. And the deadline for that is December 1st, and it's open to all ages. And then the winning designs will be printed and used as bookmarks and passed out with all of our books.
Ooh, how nice.
Yes, so we've got that, and we've got the tween and teen book clubs. We have our adult book club. We've got, yes, I can't keep track sometimes because we have so much going on. But we do encourage everyone to please, request some books. We've gotten some great new DVDs. We've got great new books for all ages. Just give us a call.
Okay, so the number is 356-6188.
Yep.
So call and make an appointment to stop by, or, we talked about so much stuff in such a short amount of time, but I want to thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Nancy.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College. Pleased to have as our guest this morning Dr. Marv Pickla, the director of the Oscoda campus. Welcome, Marv.
Don, it's great to be here. Every once in a while, you get the opportunity to kind of do the braggability moment. And I think that this is a great opportunity to talk about Alpena Community College's Oscoda campus to the south.
Absolutely. Many folks may not realize that ACC has had a location on the former Wurtsmith Air Force Base in the base headquarters for 4 decades.
Yes, sir.
And it is a vibrant place right now.
Well, we're having a good time kind of moving the campus to be more noticed by the community and the surrounding area. We're lucky enough to have great partnerships with the high schools in and around Northeast Michigan. You know that.
Yes.
And as that grows and the students come from there to closer to home opportunities, we talk about the importance of shopping closer to home. Well, there's nothing wrong with shopping for educational opportunities closer to home. And today, not only I think that the young people or students in general can latch on to some startup opportunities in the field of their choice, and they can get it right in their own backyard.
Yeah, that's a really key point. And folks probably, if they sit down and think about it, there's 4 K-12s in Iosco County plus a tech center. And Alcona County Alcona High is closer to Oscoda campus geographically than it is to main campus. Students kind of go both ways. So there's 5 K-12s that you folks are serving. And
well, it's fun to get that mixture. I'm lucky to have been hired on a year or so ago as a director of that campus in Oscoda, but my route to get there was really helping teach American government and politics, which right now is a fun time.
Yeah.
But that opportunity, as I still get to teach, tells me a lot of what the young people are looking for at. And even though I'm not always the half full glass guy, but when you think about the last 8-10 months, I think it's really forced everybody to take a look and see how we learn how to learn. And even though you might be a non-favorite of the world of technology, the statistics show that companies, private businesses, going forward, use that kind of remote learning every day for their workforces to keep them up to speed. So forcing us to look at ourselves in all those ways has been important.
It has been, and I have to take a little aside here. You invited me down this past week to speak to your class. Socially distanced in the class,
Sure.
but a full class of extremely bright, engaged young people, mainly from Oscoda High. There was a young person from Alcona. But man, they were tuned in, and mostly dual enrollment, some early college students, but high school students
You bet.
who were taking college classes, and we're loving it.
You would see that kind of interaction every week, a couple times a week, and again, the topic is, is really intense and important right now, and so it makes it happen. One of the things that I think everybody needs to realize is that we have introduced something called ACC Talks.
Yes.
Okay, now everybody's heard of TED Talks and how you get a professional just to talk for a little while about their specialty, whether it's art, scientists, whatever. Well, we've been lucky enough to have our own version of that here in Northeast Michigan. And coming up in December, we've got a gentleman, Dr. Thomas Dowling, who's coming from a neighboring college, Ferris University, and his specialty is the area of pharmacy, and he is almost a specialist in that field. And right now, drugs, the use, the improvement, the research is key. And I hope nobody, it's December 2nd, it's a Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Hopefully people can come. It's open to the public.
Sure. Is there a way that people from their home computers could tune in?
Not at this time. Then again, we have to pay attention to the restrictions of people. We want it to be an in-person event.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
And that's a priority. So depending on where we have to maybe relocate it, we might have to move it to the high school if the attendance is large. So we haven't gone that route to broadcast it out, but hopefully very soon we'll make that option available.
Well, that has been a great event. And the first ACC Talks, which you arranged, was David Jesse,
Yes.
the education reporter for the Detroit Free Press, a very knowledgeable person who covers education, higher education, as his beat. And he came up, this was pre-pandemic.
Yes.
And the place was packed.
Well, and the topic was that the northern Michigan area was an educational desert.
Correct.
And I will say that Mr. Jesse kind of got a chance to realize how passionate people were about the opportunities up here in northern Michigan, and he was a great first speaker on a topic that was important to all of us at that moment, and it was great that he absolutely wanted to come in person.
It was great, and the back and forth between somebody who has a perception based on data about a place like where we live, and then to see the people who live there and their feeling about it, and kind of not refute exactly, but flesh out, that these are real people who live in this desert. They're not all parched and uneducated.
You bet.
And he was open to that, like a good reporter ought to be.
You bet.
And so I was very moved by that, and I thought it was just the exact sort of thing that we ought to be doing, and I congratulate you on that. And then we had Jimmy.
Well, we had Jimgretzinger from Michigan Out of Doors. And again, a very nice, true to Michigan gentleman who just wanted to stop by and share his career story with some of the people and students in attendance that day.
Yeah, that was really good stuff. And we have about a minute left. You and I could talk for another 10 or 15 minutes.
You bet.
But we have instructionally created an LPN, which is licensed practical nursing, and then now soon an RN there on campus.
I think everybody needs to pay attention to that, because even if you're working in the health field right now and you have a job as a CNA, LPN, you can now come to Oscoda, grab a course or two, and continue your advancement towards an RN, and it's right in your own backyard. That's what shopping in your own backyard is going to do for you. And again, we have a nice, quiet, comfortable campus, and hopefully we'll continue to have them in person. We're flexible. We have to be, and we'll take care of business.
We are taking care of business. You're taking care of business. Dr. Pickla, thank you for coming up. And
thanks for inviting me, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you, folks, for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.